Two, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 2.
Dancing, dancing on the moon. Girl, I feel so high when I'm with you. Oh, love so good, break
We came before the skyline knew what it wanted to be. Before the $1 million
postcodes. We've ridden every Gold Coast wave since. We were just two brothers that had a vision. Now we're the longest standing real estate group on the Gold Coast. We are where sellers turn, who developers come to, and the name Renters Trust. We'll give you the keys to your first place, help you say goodbye to your forever home, and keep everything in order at your investment. Today, we're family run, family driven,
and family proud. We're 4 decades deep, and the energy hasn't faded. We're still focused on today, still driving performance, still raising the bar. Over 35 billion sold, thousands of auctions led, in-room dominance year after year. We're an incubator of talent, a training ground for the next elite, where best practice isn't a buzzword, it's a benchmark. We lead with trust, act with transparency, deliver with knowledge. This is a business built on excellence, driven by experience, fueled by honesty, and focused on results. This is legacy in motion. So if you want a team that truly knows the Gold Coast, you already know who to call. Ray White Bell Group.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's a very exciting day for so many. And whilst it's exciting to be bidding on a property, there are a number of conditions of sale by public auction for real estate property here in Queensland that must be clear prior to commencing. You may also find these on the back of your bidder registration card. However, the conditions are as follows. Any person intending to bid must register their interest before making a bid. The bidder must clearly display the bidder number assigned to them by the auctioneer, as bids will only be accepted from registered bidders. The highest approved bidder shall be the buyer, subject to the seller's approval and the reserve price of any. The auctioneer may at his discretion refuse to accept any bids from any person, and no bid, if accepted, may be retracted without the consent of the auctioneer. No bidder shall advance a less sum or percentage at any bidding than the auctioneer is willing to accept. A bid shall be deemed to be accepted unless the auctioneer forthwith after it has been made declares his non-acceptance or dissent. If any dispute or difference shall arise to the highest bidder, the auctioneer may reopen the bidding and resubmit the property, commencing with the highest amount previously bid for the same, or he may decide on the highest bidder in such other manner as he in his absolute discretion shall deem fit, and his decision shall be final. Immediately upon the fall of the hammer, the bidder of the highest bid accepted shall sign these conditions of sale and purchase and forthwith pay the deposit required, and shall thereupon be deemed to be the buyer. Otherwise, the property may be resubmitted at his or her risk and expense, or submitted afresh to public auction as if the property had never before been submitted. The right to bid on behalf of the seller is expressly reserved, and the seller and the buyer agree to do all necessary acts and to sign all documents and papers for the purpose of transferring the property to the buyer. They also appoint the auctioneer as their agent and grant him irrevocable authority to sign all documents and papers necessary to form the agreement for sale and purchase of the property. A bidder shall be deemed to be acting on their own behalf unless, prior to bidding, he or she has given the auctioneer a copy of a written authority to bid for or on behalf of another person. The conditions then to apply are as contained in the Real Estate Institute's copyright form of contract and terms of contract for houses and land current edition, residential lots in the Community Title Scheme current edition, and or any other contract of sale that has been on display prior to auction. At auction, the finance clause does not apply and the building and or pest inspection clause does not apply. If applicable, the registered bidder acknowledges that they have been given or have seen a copy of Form 36 notice of no pool certificate at the same time of completing these conditions of sale form. All bidders at this auction, and more particularly the successful bidder, shall be deemed to have been given and to have read and to acknowledge the disclosure statement under the Body Corporate and Community Management Act of 1997, which are next to the contract of sale by the virtue of the fact that they have been on display prior to this auction. The terms include a 10% deposit on the fall of the hammer, and the balance in cash in 30 days, or any other such date or terms as specified by the auctioneer prior to the auction. Note, here in Queensland, in accordance with the terms of auction, no cooling off period will apply. The auctioneer may, at his or her discretion, during an in-room auction, elect to stop an auction and put on hold and continue with the order of sale. All auctions will be reopened to the public and either sold or passed in prior to the closing of today's auctions. We welcome you to today's auction. If you have any questions or any concerns, please make yourself known to one of our agents who'd be more than happy to assist you. Good luck and happy bidding. And I look forward now switching live through to the auction room. That we were just getting offers made so incredibly high that sellers were jumping at them and taking them. So it is a reflection of the time. The market's really tight, not a lot of stock around, and of course lots of buyers. And so I can't remember in my 40-year history with doing auctions having 7 out of 8 sold prior to auction in the lead up to an auction, but such is our real estate market. So yes, we do only have one here today on offer, but it's our one and only commercial property for December. So before we get on to that, a couple of things I just want to cover, if I could, quickly with you. First of all, I want to make sure you're clear under the Queensland legislation. There's a requirement anyone bidding here today must be a registered bidder. Facilities at the back of the room there if you wish to do so. But I'm not allowed to accept bids unless you are registered. So please, if you intend to bid, make sure you are registered. Second of all, can I make sure you show me the bidder card with at least your first bid so I know you are registered? Then you can keep going bidding from that point on without showing the card on every bid, but you must be registered. We also take anyone bidding here today is bidding on their own behalf. We do know frequently that people from interstate will get someone to represent them. That's perfectly fine. But you've got to have an authority to bid on behalf of somebody else. You can't just suddenly tell us that the contract's going in someone else's name. So we've tried to make sure everyone's clear on that already. And also Form 2. Form 2s have been available, but we've offered them to all parties. Just want to make sure everyone is aware that if you haven't seen a Form 2, you should make sure you do cite one, but otherwise we'll take it that you have actually seen one. Have quite a number of parties, quite common for this now, quite a number of parties bidding by telephone. So if you see us reverting to telephones, it's people either interstate, which we have a number of, or people who just don't want to take time away from their business and come in, park, all the rest of it, do an auction. So they bid by telephone. Probably more than 50% of our sales these days are people on telephones. Also, contracts have been available right throughout the period of the marketing of this property. They've been available for anyone who wanted them. We trust you've cited that already prior to the actual auction. I'm going to show a brief little video in a moment just the property before we get going. Conditions sale are on the back of your bidder registration cards. All of those who've been in contact with us prior to today, we've also provided you with a copy of them. And of course they are on our drop-down board. We're showing the conditions of sale. So they're the main things I wanted to cover here this morning, and with that we can run with the video.
Sterling McInnes and Greg Bell from RWC Gold Coast are pleased to present a 148 square metre retail space in the heart of Surfers Paradise. This high-exposure tenancy is being sold vacant and ready for immediate occupation, offering an ideal opportunity for owner-occupiers or investors. Featuring a fully fitted stainless steel commercial kitchen, a large open-plan dining and entertainment area, and 2 allocated car parks, this space is positioned directly opposite the Bruce Bishop Car Park and Transit Centre and surrounded by established operators. Perfect for hospitality, retail or service-based uses, this property is exceptionally well located for future growth. Don't miss out on this rare opportunity.
Tremendous amount of investment going into the city. The work's been done very shortly. They're about to start with the refacing right from the beachfront all the way down here to the waterfront to have that flow of pedestrians running through the heart of the city. Huge investment going through that. We know the Gold Coast City Council is doing work on the bus centre across the road here with plans for entertainment facilities and so on above, and to make it a big cultural centre across the road here.
And we see all the high rises going up left, right and centre all over the place, bringing more and more people into the heart of the city. And so finding locations, whether it's for businesses which want ground floor facilities, hard to find. And so these are rare opportunities. Generally you're in much bigger complexes, so to get yourself into something of this sort of size, great opportunity, really central location. And of course with that beautiful fully fitted out kitchen is a real bonus. It has been sold vacant, and as such that means it's sale price plus GST, so just bear that in mind. 5% deposit's been agreed to for anyone as a buyer here today, and a 60-day settlement is the terms. So that's it. I'm ready to go and see who was our lucky party. He's going to be talking about this for years to come. Say, gee, I snavelled that day. Boy, I'm so glad I got it. So who'd like to start the bidding away today? 450 over here, 450 over here now. We're at 450. Sorry, he's jumped to her. We're at 450 over here. We look for 5 from there. We're at 450 now. To the 5 to the back of the room now. At 500, the call's in at 5. 5, we'll take it to 550 and go to 6 if you want from there. 50 over here, the right-hand side. We're at 550 now. To the 6 on the rise from there. We're at 550, the right-hand side here now. Pole position right in the heart of the city where the heartbeat is. We're at 550 now. Bids over here on the right-hand side. We're at 550. We're looking for the 6 on the next bid from there. Here to the right-hand side. We're at 550,000. Give you all the folks every opportunity. We've got quite a number of registered bidders. No wonder why. This is a rare opportunity. We're at 550 over here now. Who's with me to the 6? Sorry? No, we won't, but I will eventually. We're at 550. Make it 6 and I'll take 25s from there. We're at 550, I should say, here to the right-hand side. Looking for the 6 on the rise from there at 550,000. We're bid once. At 550, the call's over here on the right-hand side. We're twice. Third time now, here to the right-hand side at 550. 75, all right. Sorry? I'll take his 25 first. At 500 and... We'll take your 25, your 575. Sorry? 600. We're over there now. Now you're talking. At 600. At 600, the bid's over here on the right-hand side. At 600,000. Who's in next? We're at 600,000. Go 20s if you want from there. We're at 600,000 now. 610. All right, we go 10. Yeah, get your man back in for 20. We're at 610 here on the right-hand side. 25? 625. We're back in the front here at 625. At 625,000 here in the front. 30. 630. We're back in the corner at 630. To the left-hand side at 630 now. 40 if you want from there. We're over here, left-hand side. We're at 630. Bids here in the corner at 630,000 once. We're at 630. The call's in now twice. Third time at 630. Bids here to the left hand. 40 now. We're back in the front of the room with 640. On the right hand side at 640. Here it is now. 50's your bid on from there. We're at 640. Once, and you can see the amount of interest in the property, and completely understandable that the city gets this rebirthing that's happening right now, and to be in such a pole position. We're at 640,000. Bids up the front here once. At 640. We're twice. Third time here at 640. Are we all done? At 640. Need instructions at that level. We're at 640. I've got the rest of the day, so you take your time, no hurry. We're at 640. Think carefully about how often you get these opportunities, all set, ready to go for business. Beautiful kitchen. We're at 640, right up across the road where all this activity is going to be as they get that entertainment precinct up and running. At 640. It is up here on the phone at the front of the room. Happy to go in 10 still if you like. At 640. Give you a couple of seconds, folks. I'll make sure everyone's done their very best. Nothing worse than missing out. We're at 640 at the moment. 148 square metres. Right down on the ground level. Plenty of wonderful businesses around. You see the huge investment was done just next door in recent times, and of course the RSL Club. Terrific location to be in at 640,000. or waiting for that little signal. front of the room. At 640, put it back for the last opportunity. For the first time of calling, bid to the right-hand side at 640. Second time, the bid's over here, the right-hand side, giving them the first opportunity of securing the property for the second time. For the final opportunity, you folks all done? At 640, they're underbidders. I'll give you a second to make sure. At 640, take 5 if you like, just to get you in the lead. We're at 640 over here. Third and final time. All done. All silent. I'll pass in your favour at the 640 and you get the first opportunity to see what we can do. Well, thank you very much, folks, for coming along today. Appreciate your company. Sterling's obviously the man to talk to, and I'm sure before day's end that'll be all done and dusted. Okay. Thanks, folks. Safe journeys home.